Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about Pirelli's first test session announced for Aragon. Now, as we know, Pirelli is taking over as the sole tyre manufacturer for the MotoGP class. Pirelli is now putting plans in place to hold a test at Spain's Aragon circuit for the MotoGP bikes. The test, which the date is yet to be revealed, will take place in the summer and will only be reserved for test riders from the 5 manufacturers participating in the World Championship: Honda, Aprilia, Yamaha, KTM and Ducati. The test in the Spanish circuit will be held after the Aragon Grand Prix on the 8th of June and also after the MotoGP test day that's scheduled for the 9th of June. Over the course of the test, Pirelli is hoping to gather as much data about the compounds ahead of its MotoGP entry. Following its initial run on the new compounds, the Italian manufacturer is reportedly carrying out further tests over the course of the 2026 season. At this point, Pirelli will rely on the feedback from the teams and riders to further fine-tune the new rubber compounds. However, the test program has already ruffled some feathers within the MotoGP paddock. While Pirelli will be reportedly covering all the operational costs for the 2025 development tests, the brand will expect the teams to cover the cost for the 2026 sessions. This is something that teams may not have budgeted for. Now, for me, look, it's very simple. Look, Pirelli do have to run. It is one of those situations, look, while it's not going to be ideal, I've also heard that while it's only test riders, they will not be allowed to use the ride height devices when testing, to make it more similar to the what the regulations will be. Obviously, look, they will be testing on 1000 cc's heavier bike with much more aero, but again, it just gives them an indication of where they are. They can't just say, oh well, with 20% less power and 20% less aero, this is what we think the forces are going to be like. But look, I do think it's interesting. Also, yes, it has ruffled feathers that there will be a couple of tests during the 2026 season, but if you're a manufacturer, these tests are actually invaluable for you also, because you know you don't know what the rubber is going to be like. This is your first window into the direction that Pirelli is going, and developing your bike for the 2026 season for the 2027 season by getting a glimpse of this rubber will undoubtedly help you with your development. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What do you think on the Pirelli test sessions that are upcoming for 2025 and 2026? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.